Mano Charlemagne performing at the Tap Tap Bar in Miami. He's the former mayor of Port-au-Prince, well-known folk singer. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. Haiti's preparing for a massive relocation of survivors of last week's earthquake out of the capital, Port-au-Prince. Some 400,000 people will be moved to camps outside the city. Up to 2 million people were left homeless by the 7.0 magnitude quake, which is estimated to have killed as many as 200,000 people. As thousands of well-equipped U.S. soldiers pour into Haiti, there's an increasing concern about the militarization of the country, supporting the soldiers and not the people. Or as one doctor put it, we need gauze, not guns. Relief workers continue to report dire shortages of food, aid, and medical supplies amidst fears the dire conditions will spark outbreaks of infectious disease. Today, we take a journey to the epicenter of the earthquake in Haiti. We go from Port-au-Prince through Carrefour and Grecier to Léogâne. We begin at Matthew 25 House in Port-au-Prince. I went to Haiti with Democracy Now! Producer Sharif Abdel-Qaddous, videographer Elizabeth Press, and Haiti Liberté writer Kim Ives. We talked to Sister Mary Finnick, speaking about the lack of adequate aid and after the earthquake.
If we had gotten aid by even Wednesday night, what is now going to take place and what's going to be on American television are the riots, the shooting, and that's exciting for people to see. But it should not have happened. It didn't have to happen. If we had gotten the supplies, people by now would be more than likely out of the city of Port-au-Prince. There's plenty of places in Haiti for them to go to. We didn't have any fuel. We can't get them to get their cars out. They wanted to go out. There was truly a very organized plan on the part of the Haitian people. But what you're going to see now are the riots. When the food comes in, if you've been hungry for a whole week, if your child is dying of malnourishment, over and over again, we said we have to have a plan. Well, disasters don't do well with waiting for a plan. And I'm afraid what I think is going to happen is what the American people will see are undisciplined, horrible Haitian people who are probably the best in the world with dealing with there's poverty. Their spirit is just fantastic. And I'm just sorry that's not what's going to be seen, because nobody was here to film it. Nobody was here to watch how they organize themselves. What they're going to see is how they are disorganized, and that's such a shame.
My name is Sasha Kramer, and I came out of Cap Haitian. I'm based there with a group called SOIL, Sustainable Organic Integrated Livelihoods, and we've been working in Cap Haitian for the last 5 years, mainly on sanitation and garbage transformation. What I've been witnessing here is that the aid actually arrived fairly quickly. So very quickly they had ships there with supplies, medical supplies, water. As I understand, there's thousands of tons of food that are available, but the problem that they're having is distribution of the aid. And one of the issues with that is that large aid organizations working in Haiti, because it's an area that has a State Department warning, there's a lot of regions in Port-au-Prince that are considered red zones that they're not able to go into without very high security restrictions. So when the large aid groups circulate around Port-au-Prince, they're often in sealed vehicles with their windows up, and what this means is that they're not able to develop good relationships with community leaders. Often they don't speak Creole as well, a lot of their international employees. So when a large disaster like this happens and they need to be able to get into the neighborhoods to distribute the food, they are afraid to go in because they don't have the connections they would need in order to keep them safe and distribute the food in an organized manner. So as I understand it, there's a lot of aid just waiting to be distributed. And we met with a lot of community groups from Port-au-Prince yesterday who said, hey, you know, our main need is water, We have water. We have people who will give their wells. We have community people who have water trucks who are ready to distribute the water. It's a question of gas, and we just need to be able to connect with the larger aid organizations to get that gas, and then we can get the water to the communities.
But the hurricanes, one after another, that hasn't led to any kind of international aid organization, UN, communication with the local community groups?
Well, I mean, I think that they have limited communication still, I would say. I don't know. That's because after the hurricanes happened, security restrictions got even higher for international aid groups because they said, well, Haiti's even more insecure now, so you're even less able to circulate in the communities. So it's been this very self-perpetuating process where at this point the Haitians on the ground who are ready to do something have no way to connect with the people down at the UN base who have all the materials to make a difference.
I'm Catherine Lane. I am the Deputy Director of the Appropriate Infrastructure Development Group. We found a lot of what the news has been reporting is inaccurate. I think typically the story that they have about Haiti is it's always unstable and there's always gunshots. In terms of the security, we've noticed that during the daytime things are pretty safe. We have heard gunshots here at night, and within the unorganized or the settlements where people are getting into, they've noticed insecurity, particularly at night. We were speaking with community leaders yesterday, and they expressed a real concern and a desire, amongst other things, in terms of water and food, but also for lighting at night, because as one of our colleagues mentioned, they're like a bunch of mice sleeping among cats, and there have been instances of girls and women being raped because of lack of lighting. So in terms of the larger security picture of Haiti as being crazy, in the daytime it's safe, but at nighttime people are unprotected, and it is very unsafe at night for people out in the community.
And what has been your experience with international aid groups working with community groups?
From what I'm understanding and from what I'm seeing, you typically see, like, the big organizations have their big white vans, and they're quite sealed off from the community. They're not, because of security restrictions, they're not allowed to take local transportation, and the types of normal interactions you might expect people to have after being in, working in a country for a long time, they're not really allowed to develop because of their security policies. And so what we've seen here is that the aid delivery is very slow. One reason is, to be fair to MINISTA and a lot of the larger organizations, a lot of their buildings were destroyed, and the UN in particular lost a lot of staff. So for them to be able to get their logistics machinery set up and rolling has been difficult for them. So that's one reason, but another is that they don't have the connections within the community to be able to get things out quickly. And I think that's a major failure of the way that larger aid organizations comport themselves in general.
My name is Orel Lysius, and I'm the National Coordinator for SOIL and SOIL, Sustainable Organic Integrated Livelihoods in Haiti. So right now we are on our way to send family members to a countryside because the situation is very difficult for them. And I can say smelling, very smell bad. So I have to move.